one of the first things I just want to learn more about is how did you become involved with Renewing Dignity? And I know you are a part of the Ponte Vedra High School WOW Club. Can you talk a little bit more about both of those things and how you got involved?
Yeah, so I was actually one of the first people to found a WOW club in middle school. So my eighth grade year, I founded the WOW club for Landrum Middle, and then I moved up to Ponte Vedra High, and I continued the WOW club there. And I have been president all 4 years, and we've had like a wonderful board. So we've been doing all of our projects. And in 2020, we started like looking into research projects, and I from a different volunteering base that I work with, one of the girls had mentioned that she didn't have access to menstrual products. And that kind of
Oh,
really struck me in a way that I never thought that a lot of girls were facing this issue, just because I had never faced it, especially like Ponte Vedra High School. If you need something, you ask a friend or a teacher and no questions are asked. But a lot of these girls were saying that they were missing school and they were very uncomfortable with it. And the girls that I were working with were actually refugees. So I was seeing that the girls who needed to go to school most were missing school because of the lack of product. So from there, I started to dive into more research, and I found that 1 in 4 girls were missing school due to this issue. So from there, I started like researching nonprofits and if anyone was really trying to create change on this issue. And that's where I found Renewing Dignity. So
wow.
I had wrote a grant, and that was through Generation WOW. So I won the WOW United grant, which was my first $1,000 to start the project. So we started the project, and then once the project really started, I began to meet with Miss Healy, and then through that, she started providing us tons of product, and our project went off the charts, and we've been so happy to be able to work with her. Actually was thinking about this issue and if it was correlated with anything else, and I was relating it to school absences. And with that, I was also tying in a mental health aspect. So I created a survey. So I surveyed about 120 girls. And from that, I was able to find that girls were suffering, they were facing greater amounts of anxiety and depression because of the lack of menstrual products. So it's not directly a causation, but it's definitely a correlation for it. And with that, the survey, we were able to see like certain ethnicities and certain age groups were suffering with more mental like anxiety issues because of this. And that was very concerning to me, which was another push where I was like, I need to get it in more schools in my county and other counties, because we don't want young girls to be suffering with more anxiety than they already are. So it was like
Yeah.
a simple fix in my eyes to just help. I took my survey to the school board, and me and 2 other members of my club, we went and we presented it to them. We had our little folders and everything. And when they read through it, we were kind of explaining to them how this was very concerning to us, like girls who did have access to the supplies, but we were seeing that these other girls clearly were struggling because of it. And so we wanted to ask the school board for approval to be in every school restroom in St. Johns County, 6 through 12. So they said yes. So from that, we moved from 8 schools to every school in St. Johns County, which is a huge jump. But starting this school year, we will be in every school restroom in a 6 through 12 school for our county.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And it was that correct? It's around 27 schools, I think I may have read.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah, that's really, really amazing. You should be so proud of yourself, Hope.
It's like 160 restrooms, we believe.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's great. Okay. Well,
30,000
that's wonderful.
paths.
Yeah. And so to get the supplies and everything you needed to support this initiative and get them in the restrooms, what kind of work did you have to do there?
So we started with asking for sponsorships for like look from local businesses. We applied for grants. So I did the Ponte Vedra Rotary grant. If you've heard of that, I applied for that one, and we did receive that grant. So we were able to buy all the bins and the signs. And Renewing Dignity, a huge help in this, agreed to provide all of the product. So through Renewing Dignity, we've been able to package all of the bins and put all the pads inside of the bins and deliver them to the schools.
Do you think there's anything else that could be done to meet the menstrual hygiene needs among youth?
The main factor is awareness. A lot of it, I just never even thought twice about it. I always had access to it, so I was never really thinking about other kids who were struggling to purchase this. I think creating a clear presentation or just getting the word out clearly to show that so many girls do not have access to these things when you do, really changes your perspective on everything, because it kind of makes you want to help. Mm-hmm. You not necessarily feel obligated, but like you feel encouraged to help. And it's really like impactful and inspirational, helping these girls and really feeling like you're creating change in someone else's life. So I think a main factor would be just awareness around the issue.
What does, has period poverty, kind of, what does that mean to you now?
I think it's mainly just lack of access due to just simple inequalities amongst like anything. If a lot of kids, you are like Title I schools, a lot of the kids are on free lunches at schools. So they can't afford to bring lunch to school. Food is like a main necessity, clearly. And if they're on free lunch, my thought is they're on free lunch, how are they going to afford to buy menstrual products? And it just kind of slips through your mind, and they're using socks and they're using extra toilet paper, and it's just very unsanitary. It's very sad to hear that girls are having to like come up with these alternate solutions to this when so many of us have access to these supplies, and we should just share the wealth with pads and tampons. Lots of girls, once we bring awareness to it within the club, are always like, when's the next packing day? As in like, when can we help supply the bins, or when are you going to the schools? Is there anything I can do to help? Or can I reach out to this person for you? Can I help you with a grant? Everyone's really open to helping, especially once you are aware of the issue, because it just goes right over your head, especially when you already have access to it. Like I said before, a lot of the girls are just really happy to be a part of like a movement where we're supplying it to other girls, because they feel like they're also creating change in their community, which is a main part of WOW and what the whole WOW period project stands for. I think if there's other girls out there who are seeing an issue in their community and they don't know what to do to solve it, definitely just take the first step and just try to connect with someone. When I connected with Ms. Healy, she's been nothing but helpful this entire journey, and everyone that I've always met with has always been like, you're doing amazing work, and they're very encouraging. Everyone's always trying to help. So I think it's intimidating sometimes to start your own project, but it's definitely worth it, and people along the way are always